Okay, so with it being a little bit lighter, getting a little bit lighter now in the mornings, we decided to go for a morning walk. What time is it, Time Master?
6:10.
6 in the AM. And the sunrise is supposed to be around somewhere, but it's quite cloudy, so I'll have to take their word for it. But we do this route quite often, but in the grand scheme of things, we've only sort of discovered this little extra bit that we're walking on now, this road, which I'll show you in a minute. We only discovered it a few weeks ago, so it's still quite fresh. And yeah, so you have the canal, which goes the other way, quite near our house. And then you also have this shrubbery that gets thicker and thicker. And Jess always says, if you're ever going to find a dead body, it's going to be here. So you have to cut through this little bit of woodland to get back to complete the circuit that we're doing. Look at that wood. And then down there's like a little ditch thing. All spooky. I have to wait until it's midday to do this walk on my own. Nobody about. It's really cool. If you ever wanted to do some like wild camping, you know, if it wasn't like 15 minutes away from our house, it'd be quite a good idea. And then what we're about to do is, when it gets a bit warmer, we're thinking about having a little bit of a picnic here. And on like the few occasions where we've walked here in the past few weeks and stuff, we'll just plonk ourselves down in the grass and have a little chat, looking at the windmills. Some people don't like them, I like them. Jess hates them. Why do you hate windmills?
Don't hate windmills. Bloody eyesore. I don't hate windmills.
She's only kidding, she's not against renewable energy. She doesn't drink out of plastic bottles either.
Or straws.
We don't use straws. Got some metal straws.
Yeah. It's a story for another time.
Yeah, we'll save the journey of the metal straws for another video. Alrighty, so we're back from the walk now. Jess has just gone off to work. It's 7:30 in the morning. It's still early, still lots of the day to get through. So the plan is now, just had a cup of tea and just sort of, chilled out for 20 minutes. So it's on to a day of work. So first up on the schedule, I have some corrections to record on an audiobook that I'm narrating. Then I have my usual chapters to narrate. I think I'm doing about 3 or 4 chapters today because they're quite long. Aim for about an hour and a half of finished recording per day. So yeah, crack on with that. And then I also have an audiobook to edit for Pro Audio Voices. Yeah, so that's gonna be really fun, really productive and stuff. I found myself less busy last week and found myself having more time to sort of self-reflect and stuff, which is nice, but then you have more time to sort of get down in the dumps and bored and all those little things. So I much prefer to be that little bit busier and have lots of projects on the go. I don't like to be overwhelmed, of course, but I like that nice like medium. So yeah, so I'm gonna crack on with my narration projects. Should take me until about lunchtime, I'd say about 1 o'clock maybe in the afternoon. Start with the editing, and then me and Jess are rewatching the Game of Thrones series. With series 6 we've just started. We watched like 5 series in like 2 weeks. It's really bad. But we were like thoroughly enjoying it and stuff. We also watched Aquaman in bed the other night, and we've got about like 45 minutes left of it to watch, so we have to catch up. So basically it's about a bit of recreational time later, watch some TV together. It's kind of funny because I've been wanting to watch Aquaman since I've seen it in the cinema. Rewatch it again, because I'm a huge Jason Momoa fan, and we started watching at like 8 p.m. and we were both going, "Oh, it's a little bit late. It's a little bit late to start a film." And then we got to about 9, about 9:30, and we thought, "Enough's enough. We got to go to bed." So that's what our lives are turning into. In bed before 10. Anyway, I'm procrastinating from doing the work. So for housekeeping, if that's a phrase that people use anymore, I've just started a new audiobook listening to, which of course is what this channel's about, and it is The Time Traveller's Guide to Medieval England by Ian Mortimer. And I think he's done like quite a few in his like Time Traveller's Guide series, and it's from the point of the best way to learn history is by experiencing history, right? So you soak stuff in more and you retain information better if you feel it. So the idea is that it gives you like a day in the life or like a week in the life of what it would be like if you were a time traveler and you just went back to like the 14th century. It's super interesting. I kind of got into it because of rewatching Game of Thrones and that kind of medieval vibe. I was like, oh, I wonder what like medieval would be like, medieval times would be like in the sort of 14th, 15th century, which I'm imagining Game of Thrones is like kind of based on, as that's, the sort of same equipment and stuff. I kind of like have a soft spot because I'm into like the golden age of piracy era as well. And I just had this soft spot for like the times where people weren't tracked and you could just, which is ironic because I'm vlogging, but like the way that if you didn't like something, you could just disappear on a boat and then go to like go across the world and it's like an island and just stay there. That might not make any sense, but the idea of just you are kind of a little bit more free without this sort of technology and stuff. You can just go and disappear and start again. No, I sound like I'm running away, but like I'm being trapped or held hostage against something. That's not the case. But I just, you see it, and we watched Black Sails and the amount of like stories of the pirates in Black Sails that just, I know it's not like super accurate, but just the idea that they just didn't like something and they ran away. Like they didn't agree with some sort of systematic resolution to a problem and went off.
Your son's a bit slow on the uptake there, Jan. Your son's a bit slow on the uptake there, Jan. Okay, on to the chapter 2. I've been blind for 3 years and I've managed fine so far. I've been blind for 3 years and I've managed fine so far. I've been blind for 3 years and I've managed fine so far. I'm not going to argue with you about this, Gordon. There you have it. If there is anything else you need, any further pickups, just let me know and I can send that back to you. Thank you.
Okay, so I've just sent over those corrections to my editor and to slot them in and just to check that everything's okay. And then we should be able to send those revisions back to the client and just make sure that everything's okay. This afternoon I have some editing of my own. Now, one of the questions that I can see arising is, if I edit audiobooks professionally, why do I not edit my own? And there is a few good reasons for that. One, because me and Lou, my editor, who just so happens to be my sister, work together on all of my narration projects for a few reasons. The main being that it is really vital for me to have a second pair of eyes and ears looking over the script, looking over, proofing it and stuff, and of course, double checking that all the characters are consistent. She also acts as a co-director, making small adjustments and things. And it's just that peace of mind of having someone working on a project with you that also has the best interests in mind and making sure that everything's as good as possible. Now, when I edit audiobooks on my own, that is with Pro Audio Voices.
Again, for the same reason, it helps their narrator have a obviously it saves them time as well, but it helps them have a second or sometimes third or fourth pair of eyes and ears looking over the manuscript, making sure that everything is proofed correctly, and making sure that the performance is as great as possible. Which, it's great being able to work with so many diverse and just super talented narrators. As a narrator myself, I also get to listen to, the other narrators' work through these editing projects, and I get to steal little bits of technique or whatever for my own work. I'll listen to something and I think, God, they did that character really well, or that voice really works for that style of character. So I'll be able to steal it and steal that technique and learn from that sort of thing. I'm going to stop standing like this because it hurts my back. But yeah, so that was me recording some corrections. Doesn't really make any sense, I get that, but I can't really put the full book on a YouTube video. So on to the rest of the day. Oh, all right. That is about 3/4 of the way of editing done. Sounded great so far, I think. The narrator's doing a brilliant job. As always, these guys are pro, and they don't call it pro audio voices for nothing. These, but yeah, so just taking a little break now, just to recapture some energy that gets zapped away when you are sitting for a long period of time. So Jess is home soon from a placement because she's only doing like a 3/4 day. So I've actually been waiting until she arrives to have my breakfast/lunch. We're doing this thing for Lent. We're basically healthy eating for Lent, and it's been tough. It's been trying to stick to mostly whole foods and no chocolate, nothing, no fun. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that finishing. I think it's about next week. I think I have to go 2 more weekends without chocolate, and then I get an Easter egg. Anyway, I'm thinking of wrapping this video up because I want to try and keep them relatively short. But I hope you enjoyed this little insight into daily life of me. Goodness knows why you might want to, but nevertheless, putting it out there just in case. So I'm gonna do some tag videos, I think, because they seem to be quite fun, and want to jump on that bandwagon. So yeah, do some more sort of booktubey stuff. But yeah, if you have any questions or anything about any of the stuff that you've seen me do today, I can talk a little bit more about narration or editing, or if you're interested in doing that work, pursuing that work, I don't mind answering any questions or saying my story. Not that it's particularly interesting, but as I say, offering it out there just in case anyone is interested. So yes, thank you so much for watching this video. I know it's kind of been a bit all over the place. I'm still getting used to doing daily vlogs and stuff. You can find out more information about anything that I've mentioned, or links to social media, or I have another channel which I do more of this kind of stuff, really. Again, haven't been doing it for very long, but yeah, there's some more content on there. You can find that in the description. Please leave a comment if you feel inclined to do so, and stick around because this might get interesting. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate you spending your time with me, and sending you all the best. I should really work out an outro, shouldn't I? Should have a catchphrase or something. Yeah, that's about it from me. So thank you so much for watching once again, and I'll see you in the next one.